Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is March 27th, 2025, and I'm your host, Fingy. Before we get into today's session, I do urge you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay in the loop with all the amazing music we have going down in this studio. With that being said, we're on all streaming services, so Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, we are there. But today we have All Under Heaven in the studio, carving a unique space within the modern alternative rock scene. This New Jersey-based quartet blends heavy, resonant guitars with melodic, soft vocals, delivering a live performance that's nothing short of cathartic. So, without further ado, let's take it away. Beautiful, beautiful. So this is your debut LP, right? What Lies Ahead of Me. And I know the essence is that it's a look towards the future. What is this future that you are painting within this project?
I guess for me, it's just not really knowing what's ahead, Just kind of like going into adulthood, going into life, and having a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
So, just, yeah.
And as now that you're like in this future that you were writing about, do you feel as though there's a bit more certainty or still not?
Still, I always am like, where am I going to end up? I still think that all the time. I kind of have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Winging life as it goes.
You gotta fly. You gotta build the plane while you're flying it sometimes. Yeah. And the first track, Alone as Ever, I mean, immediately it was pulling on my heartstrings. Definitely made me feel as though, was this an intentional practice to try to pull that feeling out of people, or do you more so just try to capture what you're feeling in the moment?
Yeah, I would say catch what we're feeling. We kind of just are. I think the whole record we were making it it was just kind of not like we were winging it, but it was just like what we were feeling at the time, you know. And yeah, with that song, we just thought it'd be cool to just have like a cool ass intro.
Yeah. I heard there was like a sample from a show that one of y'all really loved. Yeah.
That's Scully from the X-Files.
Okay,
She's the best.
sick. You're like, we gotta make sure that makes it. Okay, I like it. And how did you? Was that your choice to put it in the song?
Yeah.
And what made you feel like that was the choice? Did it just come to you, or were you just watching it?
Yeah, like just like hearing that, I was like, damn, like that has to go over this music.
Yeah, beautiful. And what was the collaboration process of this album like? Was everyone coming to the table with different ideas?
Yeah, a couple songs like Rolling and Demon Time, Aaron wrote those like a few years ago, and I was just like, let's bring these back, let's kind of change them a little bit to fit our sound and stuff. But yeah, it's usually like either me or Aaron bringing songs to the table. Michael will help write lyrics, put it together. But it's pretty collaborative. Like, a lot of the artwork is Mike and, like, all the pictures he takes. So, yeah, I try to make it a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it's cool also you have the whole wheelhouse. It sounds as though within the project you don't have to outsource the visuals or anything. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And was there something that you learned while making this project specifically that you noted and want to take forward into creating your further projects?
I would say taking more influence from other bands. Trying to get, not copying, but just taking more of what we like from them.
Yeah. Do you think during this time you're allowing other artists' sound to inform your project for the first time?
I would say more so, yeah.
Interesting. And who are some of the people that were tickling your ear?
On the spot, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, definitely with, like, Believing, that was, like, a Cure song. We were trying to make, like, a Cure-type song.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess the other songwriting is like it's just about the drums. I'll just kind of like make a cool drum beat, write the song around it. So. Yeah.
Rhythm first. I like that.
Absolutely.
Sick. All right. Well, should we get into a couple more?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Won't you stay with me? I'll see you again. I'm running in circles and it's not adding up. I can't help it. Oh, I can't help it. Oh. I hope I'll see you again. I'm walking in circles and it's not adding up. I can't help it. Oh, I can't help it. Oh, starting to feel left out. I hope you will remember me. Will you I hope I'll see you again. I'm walking in circles and it's not adding up. I can't help it. Oh, I can't help it. Oh.
Hey guys, this has always perplexed us here at Audiotree. Over 88% of you that watch our show are not subscribed to our channel. Kind of wild, right? So could you please do us a favor? If you like this show and you like discovering new music and you wish to support us, the free and simple way to do that is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And our commitment to you, if you do that, our team will continue to book the best bands we can, listen to your feedback, and book who you want to hear on this show, continuing to capture and share astounding music to you all. Thank you. Beautiful. So I know on this new project, there are a lot of new textures that were involved for the first time. What enticed you to incorporate instrumentation like synths and drum machines?
Definitely the producer of that record, Wyatt Oberhauser. He really helped us with. He's just really collaborative in the record. Like, I would always ask him questions like, "Does this sound cool? Does this sound cool?" And he was really. He had a lot of input, and I really appreciated that. So yeah, we put a bass 6 in the record because of him.
Oh, sick.
Synths, like, yeah, he really helped out with that aspect of it for sure.
And was that the first time y'all worked together?
No, he's done all of our music except for the "She Only Knows" cover we did. We recorded that at a music school. Just our friend Mikey Rosen did it for us.
Yeah. So was that something that in between projects, everyone took time away from the creative sphere to regenerate new ideas, and that was what was brought?
The cover you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the implementation of new instrumentation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we had like written those songs kind of close. Some of them, like I like Right Here and Believing, which I guess has all the synths and the extra shit in it. But those, like Believing, we wrote in the studio. Like we just made that on the spot.
Yeah.
And then those songs were like kind of new, so we were pretty open to adding stuff and enhancing them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And what is your relationship with like taking space from creativity? Do you feel as though you constantly need to be in the flow to keep that juice flowing? Or is it more beneficial to step away for some time and involve yourself in other activities?
I like to keep writing.
Yeah.
I find if I don't write, I get bored. And writing is a lot of fun. But the flow does help, because if you're writing songs frequently, the next song comes easier.
Yeah. Momentum based. Sick.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Yeah. I feel like writing, it just like comes out of you. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you just fucking write a good ass song right away. And
Yeah.
then sometimes it'll take, some working and I guess some workshopping or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it just happens.
No, I was just hearing someone talk about how, you're gonna. It wasn't someone. It was Dochi. Dochi was talking about how sometimes you're gonna write bad songs, and that you need to push through to get to the other side to continue to write those good songs. Do you also subscribe to that idea, or do you feel like when you're writing a bad, quote unquote, bad track, and you jump ship before?
Should hear my voice memos.
Really?
A lot
Yeah.
of bad ones in there.
Yeah, sometimes you sometimes I'll just make some shit, and in the moment I'm like, damn, that's sick. And you listen to it a day after or 2 days, and you're like, I don't know about that anymore.
Yeah.
So I've definitely had that a few times, but I've had the opposite too. I'll make something and I'm like, oh well, this actually sounds better than I remember. So
Yeah.
just songwriting's weird.
It is. And, it's a relationship, and I'm under the impression y'all have been in each other's lives for like a decade plus, right? So, I mean, within that time, obviously there's so much personal growth that transpires, but at the same time, creative growth as well. How have you been able to honor your fundamental, I'd say, musical aesthetic while still creating and leaving space to grow as an artist? Is that a conscious balance?
I think we use a lot of the same chords and structures as when we started. And that lends to making new stuff, but also keeping it kind of true to how we started.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just being ourselves, like not really caring, just writing songs we like.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah.
Having structure to inform, but using authenticity to drive it through.
Hell yeah.
I like that. Shall we run a couple more? All under heaven. Thank you so much for being here. That was sick.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Of course, of course. Thank you to our crew for getting this done. Can't do that without you. And thank you for watching. By the time you are watching this, it's already on all streaming services. So Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, they are there. Again, if you could subscribe to our YouTube, that would be oh so very helpful. My name is Fingy. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?